By the end of his 16-season NBA career from 1984 to 2000, Charles Barkley was a guaranteed Hall of Famer, having solidified his legacy with a career average of double-doubles, countless iconic highlights, and a season's MVP award to his name. By far, his best years were in Phoenix between 1992 and 1996, during which he led the Suns to the finals in 1993. But it was in Philadelphia where he first made a name for himself from 1984 to 1992. So it seemed inevitable that he would get some sort of high-profile tribute from the franchise at some point. Shortly after he left the game, in March 2001, the team retired his number 34. Still, that didn't seem enough, and so in September 2019, the 76ers unveiled a statue in honor of Barkley and his time in Philadelphia. The tribute was part of the team's 76ers Legends Walk outside the practice facility in Camden, New Jersey, alongside statues of other Philadelphia legends Billy Cunningham, Wilt Chamberlain, Maurice Cheeks, Julius Erving, Hal Greer, and Bobby Jones. Barkley appreciated the honor, though he pointed out one major problem with it that everyone in attendance for the ceremony was thinking but didn't want to say out loud. Although well made, Barkley's statue wasn't exactly realistic, as the artist behind the work, Chad Fisher, seemed to have made the creative choice to depict the legend noticeably skinnier than he ever was either before, during, or after his NBA career, so much so that even Barkley himself noted that he never looked skinnier in his life after seeing the statue for the first time.
I don't know if I ever been that skinny.
It was a weird creative choice to make Barkley skinny, given that his weight was a big part of his career and will always be a large aspect of his public image.
It looked like me and Shaq had a baby.
Despite his Hall of Fame career, Barkley always had weight issues, especially during his early years in Philadelphia. During his college career at Auburn University between 1981 and 1984, Barkley had numerous nicknames, many of which related to his weight.
Boy Gorge, Crisco Kid, Fat Boy, the Love Boat, Bread Truck, Leaning Tower of Pizza was my favorite, and of course, Round Mountain Rebound.
Leading up to the 1984 NBA draft, there were questions about how high Barkley would go, given that he was phenomenally talented with even more potential, but many teams second-guessed if they should use a high pick in him due to his issues with weight. Ultimately, the 76ers would select him with the 5th pick, and Barkley would make the most of the opportunity, with many of his greatest career highlights from during his time in Philadelphia. And something that made many of those highlights so spectacular is the very fact that someone who was clearly overweight could be so athletic and agile.
Gets it, goes through, but Nymphius's legs, how about that? Sixers 4-0.
Adding to the strangeness of the 76ers' creative choice to make Barkley's statue skinny is the fact that, back in November 2017, the Hall of Famer's old university had unveiled their own tribute in the form of a statue. Barkley first heard about Auburn's tribute in October 2016, and he jokingly pleaded with the artist, Brian Hanlon, not to make it life-size. And after seeing it for the first time, Barkley had joked about how skinny it was.
I appreciate the skinny version.
However, the big difference between Philadelphia and Auburn's statue was that the university's was still realistic, as they had based theirs on Barkley when he was at his skinniest during his time at the university. Conversely, the 76ers statue was just complete fiction, as Barkley was never as skinny as the statue would suggest. Beyond the physique of the statue, there was also some controversy around the very idea of Philadelphia honoring Barkley, given the acrimonious way he left the city. He spent 8 of his 16-season career in Philadelphia. However, despite his personal success with the team, Barkley eventually became frustrated with the franchise. At the time, it was reported that Barkley had demanded a trade, though he claimed that he had simply let the team know that he was unhappy and they made the decision to trade him. And in July 1992, Barkley was sent to the Suns, where he experienced his most success, leading the team to the 1993 finals after being named that year's season MVP, which many 76ers fans had mixed feelings about at the time, and some were still bitter. There was, of course, another minor controversy related to the statue. Given that it was located outside the team's practice facility, numerous basketball fans decried Philadelphia's missed opportunity. Because if they were going to produce a statue in honor of a former player, many 76ers fans felt that it should have been Allen Iverson, given that he took the 76ers to the finals, unlike Barkley. Then, of course, is the obvious inherent humor of placing an Iverson statue outside the team's practice facility, given Iverson's well-documented feelings about practice.
Not the game that I go out there and die for and play every game like it's my last. Not the game. We're talking about practice, man.
Ultimately, in April 2024, almost 5 years after the unveiling of Barkley's statue, Iverson would indeed get his own outside the 76ers practice facility.
What are we talking about? Practice?
I appreciate the skinny version.